Baby.
Selling game to players. Welcome.
We up in this thing.
We got a special guest in here, and I'm gonna let you
Special
introduce him.
My brother, man. EP,
Hold on.
the
First
voice.
of all,
The
don't
voice.
introduce me to you. I thought we were taking a whole shot. Everybody else.
We
You
don't
didn't
take
even clink glasses. I was don't start, bro. Get on point now. I ain't even clink my cup. You so busy worried about the drink. You ain't even clink my cup, man. Let me introduce you.
We all right.
How y'all doing, man? This energy popping already. Ice Eskimos got
That's
a
what's
special
up.
guest in the building.
Yes.
EP the voice, aka EP Memphis, aka Mr. A Talk, aka Mr. Do It All, is in the building.
And now coming to the building.
Motherfucking shout out to Carlos
That's what's
Sargent.
up,
He's
baby.
somewhere in the Cosmics. Couldn't make it this weekend. This week.
Yeah, come.
The one and only Free
That's all
Soul.
that matters most of the time.
We in here, man.
Yeah, we here,
We in
man.
the building, baby.
We're in the building.
You feeling good, bro?
I feel great, man. I feel great. Been busy, good. Shout out to Elite Home Flippers. Anybody in the building that's in the need of getting rid of a home, anything, holler at me. Follow me on Facebook. I got you, man. We turning them out every week. We got plenty of investors. If I'm not gonna buy the house, I got plenty of investors looking at Memphis trying to buy houses. So I'm looking for wholesalers, investors, anybody that's got a house they just want to get rid of for whatever reason. And if you don't know somebody, if you don't have a house like that, but you know somebody that does, make it happen, man. On closing, I give you $1,000, man. I've just been hustling, man, doing that stuff. I'm about to shoot out to Cali here in a minute and
$1,000.
Man, I'm looking forward to getting back to Cali.
lock down Sweet Cali, which is the edible line I'm trying to put together, man. Things been
You
good,
putting
man.
together. It ain't trying. You putting
It together. I
Yes,
got a
sir.
house in Collierville, man.
Congratulations.
Moving in a couple of weeks, so moving into the little house or whatever, So all's well, man. Life is good, man.
You happy with the house? You happy?
Our house has got a pool.
I'm like a nigga. You said $1,000.
$1,000.
$1,000.
You know somebody.
They
You
finna
know
do
somebody that
infomercial.
want to
I ain't
get rid
heard
of their house.
information. How can I
You know somebody that want to get rid of
giving
their
away
house.
$1,000?
Nigga, get away $1,000. You just gotta run down here to the front. Nah, for real. We give away $1,000. Anybody that refers me to someone who wants to sell a home, and on the day of closing, I cut the check. When I get my money, I'll cut you a check for
I like that.
$1,000.
Elite home flippers. Make
I
sure
like
y'all
how
put
you
that
up front
down. We
with it.
don't, man. Like we wrapping the season up, and we gonna come back better. Well, we're gonna be dropping titles on there, so you can see it. You know what I'm saying? We gonna say it and see it.
But the key thing
Elite home
that
flippers.
he said when I cut my check, that's when you cut your
You
check.
see, it ain't about that
You see what
money.
I'm
I'm
saying?
about
Like,
the promotion. They about the money.
That's a key
Right.
part.
Right,
Because
exactly.
everybody want to know, man, I thought I got my money. When I cut my check, is when
Then
you
you
cut
get
your
your
check.
Absolutely. This ABC is in this motherfucker.
That's what's up.
Easy
Came
as
back
1,
to
2,
Memphis.
3s.
Came back to Memphis hustling, man. My brother's a hustler too. He just got back from Cali, I guess, if I can say for you. You know, he out there grinding. You know. So
Tell us about yourself, man. Tell us about what you do. We were rapping about it a little earlier. Tell
Well-
everybody what the voice is. Why they call you the voice?
Well, because I'm a man of many voices. I started being the voice about 8 years ago, and started taking it seriously a couple years ago. And when I found I can get paid, so once I saw I can get paid, and I saw that I had a special calling upon my life. Look at him, and there it goes.
almost got me, but it didn't.
Penalty.
Yeah,
That's the second drink I've seen spilled today.
Yeah.
it's,
You
And
owe us
neither one
20
of them
push.
touched me.
You owe us 20 push-ups too. You know what I'm saying? When
thank
the
you, sir.
commercial
I'm glad
come
it
on.
didn't.
But
So you were saying before you so rudely interrupted.
yeah, he's dropping drinks. Shout out to Rod Love over here, dropping his drink.
I always want to stay attention. He's still in thunder.
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah. But I started announcing, and it actually it stemmed from actually a football game, and I was at John B. Freeman with my brother, his son Butter. Shout out to Butter. Butter is actually playing for Deion Sanders this year at
Hey,
Georgia State.
Wow. Shout out to John P.
Butter.
Freeman
Yeah,
too.
so that was
Just
actually
G.
that's how many years ago it was when he was in middle school at John P. Freeman, and we saw the press box open, and me and G was talking shit, and I was like, man, I go up there and rock that, I go up there and rock the, and he, I do it. He was like, I bet you won't, what I'm saying? It was halftime, and so after halftime, They get back, they warming up. And so I say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the John P. Freeman versus, I think it was Havenview Middle School. And folks were turning around like, what the hell is going on? And so John P. Freeman asked me to come back and do the next home game. And then the next home game I did a school, and the school that was visiting asked me to come do their school. And so it was just a trickle effect. And God started working. Once I started taking it a little more seriously, God started opening doors for me.
Hey, let me jump in right there. Dude has always been that aggressive in a situation. I just told my girl the other night, we was riding down Beale Street. It was one weekend, the parking lot strip was open. Parking lot strip open, like ain't no security guard, so people just slick parking. That man like, let's get this bread. We had yellow jackets in the car, so we start, you know what I'm saying, taking up cake.
Kept a yellow jacket in the car. That's a whole nother thing.
Man, we start taking up cake, man. Before you know it,
I did something like that once, man. I did something like that once, man. My homeboy, I was cool, and I was in Clark, and I had a homeboy named Kofi, man. He was from Kenya. And he was a hustling motherfucker, man. He called me one day. He's like, man, I'm finna come over your house now. And I get, I was more like a Korean accent, probably, but he comes over to the house. He's driving a Range Rover. I'm like, dude, whose car you in? He said, man, I'm in Andre Rison's car, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
In Rison's car, nigga. He's like,
yeah.
Nigga, this my man. Look, he throwing a party down night at the Peachtree Hotel. Man, get ready, man. We finna ride down there and style, man. We gonna kick it. On the way down there, when we get down there, we go to Rison's room, and he's like, he's talking to my homeboy, and he's telling him, man, look, my caterer didn't show up.
Oh, Lord.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you from Memphis.
Right. So we was like,
I already know what I'm thinking over here. I know what I'm thinking.
Y'all mind jumping the sun.
So we was like, well, how much you paying the caterer?
Yeah.
And he was like, man, like $12,000. And we was like, shit, man. My dad's a caterer in Memphis, man. Kobe's like, yeah, nigga, his family does catering, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, man, we do that for like 8, man. You know what I'm trying to say?
Easily. We can do that for about 8 or 9 right now. Come on, we can make it happen.
He's like, for real now?
Yes,
real?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Man, own it. Man, we ran on the JR Crickets. Remember that shit that wings? Ordered us like a bunch of wings and shit. Went left as they were getting the rings ready, ran over to Kroger, which was right really, if y'all anywhere in Atlanta, I guess that's Ponce de Leon, that area right over there, you know what I'm saying? We ran over to that Kroger. I don't even know if it's still there, but there was a Kroger next to JR Crickets, and we went in there, ran and got the manager. He got all these trays and cheese and celery and all that shit.
Hooked you
Man,
up.
we went over there, hooked the table up, got the hotel to hook us up with more like little sheets and, little ambiance candles and shit. We actually had brought a lot of candles. Man, we had that shit all the way to fuck up. He was so fucking happy, nigga. This nigga gave us the 8 G's, gave us bottles of Mo the whole night, gave us 2 VIP tables. That was the first night I fucked 2 bitches, 2 Latin bitches.
Yeah.
That's the night I lied and said I was Marquis Walker. I was a jazz musician. Just put a record out. I'm
dead.
Lied to get some pussy. We talked about that last week on the show.
So hold on. I got a couple questions for you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live with Free Soul.
Real interviewer.
What nigga did you lie and say that you were? Who was that man that you said you were?
Well, we already said Andre Rison, but it was my homeboy Kofi was really the one doing most of the talk.
Who did you lie and say you were to get the pussy?
Oh, I said I was Marquis Walker.
Marquis Walker.
Y'all remember Marquis Walker? Yeah, just put a jazz record out. I told these niggas, so I called him the next day. I was like, nigga, I just told these 2 bitches I was you, and I got a jazz record out, and I fucked both of them like all night long.
Hey,
2 little lemons, they got in the hotel, they start pouring short paint on each other.
Let me tell you something. A key thing to always
18, nigga. I was 18 years old.
A key thing to always do. If you're gonna
Freshman
lie,
year,
if you're gonna lie and say you're somebody else, always lie and say you're somebody else that's not too popular.
Exactly.
That
was a key. They didn't know who it was.
But you said it with so much confidence.
Man.
I bet she was like,
just man, the motherfucker had the bottle and said, man, I was sitting next to the table. We had like TLC was in the building. It was crazy, man. It was
wow.
Yeah, it was crazy night, man. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Rising, Andre Rising, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Marquis Walker, man. You know what I'm saying? When have you ever got a threesome off your name? That's a good question.
Damn, you just shitted.
I didn't mean it. No, I didn't mean it that way. Damn, it sounded like that, but I sure didn't mean it like that.
Like
Damn.
He just shitted on
I'm
him.
the real
Yeah,
Marquis
he called it like, nigga, please.
Dun,
Nigga.
dun, dun, dun.
Marquis used to
He
pull them
don't need
hoes
no
up.
pussy
I
for
think
his thing.
that's why it came off my tongue so quick, you know? Because that nigga was
Hard.
pulling hoes anyway. Yeah, man.
That's hard.
That's a good story, though, man.
Great, man. This guy's a real
I appreciate that.
trendsetter, you know, business CEO. Got a concierge service, make anything happen. So, you know, a touch of class.
So you guys are brothers?
Yeah, marriage, but you know what I'm saying? The life experience, you know, it's no step. You know what I'm saying? It's just life and love and real brother. You know what I'm saying?
Most
Y'all knew each other young?
Yeah. We started.
Most
He was younger than me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we was young. You know,
Definitely.
yeah.
He the reason I went to Memphis Catholic. I could have went anywhere in the world, but I was like, man, I went to one of his basketball games, and he was like, 5, 4, 3, 2. All the little girls
Right,
with
look.
little skirts and shit ran up. And
I don't
was
think-
like, I'm going to Catholic. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to Catholic.
I think my love for basketball actually too started when he was Bobby 2. You know what I'm
Bobby
trying to
2.
say? When it was Bobby 2
Exactly.
was my idol, dude. I was like my first child. Like I be at those games, man.
Yeah.
I'm like 4
Man,
years
gang.
younger than him. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Gang. Crunk.
you was in
So
the-
I was like, you know, I was looking at it like, you know, here go Bobby, and I played, and I was playing the games before him.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I was on the little JV throwing, so whatever it was at the time. So you know, I wouldn't miss a game with Bobby and Maurice.
Oh yeah.
Cause you know that's those, I always
Shout out
remember
to Maurice Johnson.
Maurice from the corner, shot with the threes. But Bobby though, man, I remember we would travel like, you know, I just looked up to this dude big time, man, big time. Like, cause I was a point guard, you know, and I was the point guard coming up behind. If anything was, if I went to Catholic, so when he left, it was gonna be me to go next. You know what I'm trying to say?
So-
And little short nigga, what was that nigga name trying to beat me out for that part? Malcolm's brother,
Jamario.
Jamario, yeah.
Jamario Thornton.
What up, nigga?
Gennaro
Thornton.
Thornton.
That's my dog. He a Q dog now. Hey, so check this out.
Right.
I had to tell you a story about Gennaro.
Right.
I'm at the free throw line at one of my games. I'm a senior in high school. Gennaro Thornton come busting the, like at the back door. You know the back door at Catholic.
Right.
I'm at the free throw line. I'm like, what the fuck is Gennaro doing here? But for real, imagine going to Sherwood Junior High School
Right.
and going to one of his basketball games
Yeah.
at Catholic.
Yeah.
So I'm at Sherwood, and I go to a Memphis Catholic basketball game. Lord Williams is the coach. Cool as a
Shout out to
motherfucker.
Lord Williams.
That's it.
R.I.P.
Lord Williams. And he kills it. And you got a white boy named Ronnie Fan that's
Shout out to Ronnie.
killing
Man.
it too.
Yeah.
And,
Shout out
and
to
they
Ron.
telling me, oh, you could play with him next year if you come.
Right.
I'm like, I'm going to Catholic.
Right.
I'm going to Catholic.
I left 9th grade, man. I played that freshman ball, and then I left. I went over to Germantown, where I became in love with this dude named Michael Boo Taylor. Did you know who he was?
I know.
He was nice. He
That
was
nigga
nice.
was nice,
He
bro.
was
He
nice.
was nice. That became the next thing, right? I was over in Germantown. I'm looking at this nigga like, lights out.
Nice.
Germantown. So the stadium, you know, was a little bigger, and everybody packed up in that time.
Right.
And he was a superstar, you know. So those two, between you and Boo, man, y'all were definitely my basketball idols, man. It really that really threw me in there. And I would say right after that, man, it was Penny, you know. Like that were the first ones that really, you were the very first one to make me want to play basketball.
That's love, man. That's love,
You know
man.
what
And our school was like a HBCU.
Yeah.
It was like a little HBCU, bro.
Right.
Like it was so packed. We was sweating in there. I just told them, woo. Like it wasn't no nice. It wasn't no nice.
Nah.
If you at the free throw line, the other side is booing you. They
It was
booing
rough.
you.
Yeah.
They,
It was
Most
they
definitely.
got cheers for you.
Yeah.
It was like a real
Yeah.
HBCU, bro.
Yeah.
Like it was beautiful
Most definitely.
experience, man. Like it was a beautiful experience.
Most definitely.
We would go on the road, we would travel and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It was it was fun, man.
Yeah.
Like just watching him play ball was a great thing, man.
Yeah.
It really
Shout
was,
out- Shout out to the hoop thing, man. Shout out to
What
teamwork,
happened?
man.
No,
No, that's funny. The real thing is that it happened. Cats be like, man, I thought you were gonna make it to the league. Like I tried.
that's right.
I tried, you know what I'm saying?
I
I
can
took my
relate to that.
shots, you know what I'm saying? And I'm cool with it because of the simple fact that I took my shots, you know what I'm saying? I remember, man, sorry. we was going to school in Arkansas State, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm going to school because I'm just really wanting to hoop. I'm I just really want to get this hoop dream off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So CBA trial came up, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, look, I'm gonna see if I can go get this money. You know what I'm saying? We still my folks' car. You know what I'm saying? My folks knew we had the car in Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? They knew we had the car. But no. They knew we had it in Arkansas. But you know what I'm saying? We just traveling to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta.
That's a whole different story.
Me and G and his gal, me and my girl, we hop on. You know what I'm saying? I go to this trial. You know what I'm saying? On the way to the trial, nigga, we going down on Little Bread. We in college. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going down on Little Bread. Man, I tell you, we hit a tire, some in the road. You know what I'm saying? Something simple. It knocked the fuel pump off or something from fuel or something. Damn. You know what I'm saying? So I'm messed up out here. I'm on the side of the road. We stole the car. You know what I'm saying? Like what we gonna do now? I go to people. We can't call. I go to people. You know what I'm saying? You know they gonna know we got out of pocket. Man, God worked it out where it was so small. It was such a small, you know what I'm saying? It felt like it was big, but it was a small little thing. You know what I'm saying? G folks had some people out there and they ended up making it happen for little or nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Trial went all right, you know what I'm saying? I ain't get picked, so I guess it didn't go too good. But you know what I'm saying? Like I was good with the effort. You know what I'm saying? I was good with, you know what I'm saying?
You at least went and did it.
That's it, man. And that's what I'm gonna tell anybody. You know what I'm saying? Whatever dream you got in your heart, go for it. So when you on your deathbed or wherever you at, you don't look like, man, I should have did this. You know what I'm saying?
You're right, man.
I did a couple of them, you know what I'm saying? But I gave it my shot, so I was
there you go, man.
It.
You a baller, man.
I know. I still can hoop too. Yeah. I appreciate. I still can hoop. So
I like to play against you one day now.
Oh
that
man,
won't work out good.
Though.
That won't work out good.
Man,
I mean, we can have maybe I can have 4 more people on my team.
Okay,
okay, we can work that out.
Know? I still Ice Eskimos podcast charity game or something like that.
We can double team.
Work that out.
I got
you still got it. You still got it, man.
Ain't gonna never leave, bro. I'm blessed to have it, man. Blessed to be in shape. Blessed to have the movement of my lambs and everything.
Speaking of being in shape, I've been hooking up with this pause. I've been working out with this trainer. Pause.
You've been hooking up with the trainer. You've been hooking up with the trainer that you've been working out with.
No, it's a dude. That's why the pause.
That's why I had to pause.
Let me not fuck that up.
I mean, it's a rock too. This dude is rock, 50-year-old rock. You know what I mean?
I said 57.
I'm talking about like we raced one time, and you know we did one lap around the thing, and I was like, I had him, man. Like I was like, you know. Oh, nigga, too. So I really wasn't really going hard, you know.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he don't look like he can run. I mean, he look hard and all, but he still look, you know.
He blasted your ass.
That last little come around, I mean, caught up to me so motherfucking fast. But anyway, he's so hard. That motherfucker been working my ass off. But the thing is that man been teaching me so much shit. Like, you know, we have the deepest conversations. Like, he's like become like almost like a therapist in a way. And we doing like 3 days a week. We do like 3-hour days. I mean, we pulling it's like I feel like I'm trying out for a fucking
NFL team.
And we're working out in an old Olympic gym. Okay. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like he's like we're doing some real shit in there, man. And I really feel like my body's transferring.
So you work out for 3 hours?
3 hours, 3 days a week for for a month now. And
he
changed my whole diet.
Yeah,
like
your body finna be on some real shit.
Dude, yeah. Look, I think if you would have seen, I'm sweat. I'm. Look, it's gonna take me a minute. You know, 6-9 months, bro. I'm gonna be on a whole nother thing because not only I'm working out, but you know, my mind is changing, my perspectives are changing, but my diet is changing, and it's like it's just something I've been trying to do since we've been doing this podcast. I've been trying to figure out this vegan thing, this vegetarian thing.
Let me tell you something. You work out for 3 hours for three days a week. Your mind gonna most definitely change,
and you should be able to eat whatever fuck you want to eat. But I understand if you're gonna go ahead and go vegan or whatever.
I'm gonna tell you something. If you keep that up, you go eat whatever you want to eat.
you know, like this dude is 57 and he doesn't eat any fucking meat at all. I mean, he eats eggs and eats cheese, but he doesn't eat
He eat baby chickens.
but he
Egg is a
doesn't
baby
eat
chicken.
but he doesn't eat
Avoid it.
any like chicken, no fish,
Right.
none of that shit. Dude's rock, Joe. So it's like to me, when I look at him and I see the things that he can do,
At
like
57.
fast, he can run high, he can pull his legs up. I mean, when I see the things he can do, and I see how fast he is, and I see how good his skin looks, and I see how well his mind is working, it's inspired me to, yeah, I understand, like I could do the meat. I could do steroids
bought
and
in.
really
You-
be a beast.
You bought
You know
in.
what I mean?
You bought into his system.
It's like I wanted to be in that system before, right?
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out how to do the Dr. Sebi. But it's like the universe, source, God, whatever you call it, has brought me to this brother, man. And it's like through him, I'm starting to see, because it was like through him, he's showing me what you eat 7 days a week for breakfast. What you eat 7 days a week during lunch. It's like, oh shit, oh fuck, I could do that. And then my wife then gave me this documentary to watch, which everyone should watch.
Oh, what's the
hold
brother
on,
name?
let-
What's the brother name first?
Louis McKay.
Shout out to Louis McKay.
Man,
All right,
shout
drop-
out to Louis McKay.
Drop the name of the.
The Game Changers.
The Game Changer.
On Netflix. Everyone should watch The Game Changers. When I watch The Game Changers, I can no longer live the life I was living on eating meat. I just can't. I will never be able to
Wow.
be the person I was,
Baby,
because
ready
if
to
you
watch
look
that?
at The Game Changer,
The
if you
Game
look at The
Changer.
Game Changers, what it does to you, it brings to you the perspective of going vegan or vegetarian in a way you've never really been presented. And it's going to speak to you right off top, because right away it goes into the athlete. It finds you your athletes, and then it starts to show you. Did you know the Titans last year had been to the playoffs in like 11, 14 years, whatever it was? That Titan team last year, 14 of them were plant-based diet. 14 starters,
Shout out to the Tennessee Titans too.
plant-based diet.
Tighten
And that took them to that level. So you have them on there, you have Arnold Schwarzenegger on there, you have all these different types of people, and you start seeing the top of the top. Even you start thinking to yourself, you know, if you don't eat meat, man, you're gonna be frail and you're gonna be weak.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? But then they start showing you these weightlifting champions, big motherfucker guy with his big ass belly, like, you know, the strongest man in the world.
Yeah.
Like, don't touch flesh.
I mean, I just had a burger the other day, and I was craving a burger. You know what I'm saying? I just had a burger. It was fire. Shout out to Crumpies.
Shout out
Funny
Crumpies.
man, Prescott, he doing his thing. It's over there on Mount Moriah Park. Man, I'm
Hold
gonna
up,
tell you,
Prescott owns Crumpies?
the one on Mount Moriah
I
Park.
didn't know that, man. That's
Yeah.
what's up, man.
Yeah, it's fire. I just had a burger from over there. Like, it hit my taste bud. It hit the one, like, sometimes you got a craving for something, and then you get it. You be like, this ain't even what I wanted. I'm telling you, though, I ate it. I enjoyed it, but my body, I can tell how meat hits my body. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm usually, throughout the week, I eat a good amount of, I try to eat healthy. You know what I'm saying? But I don't always eat healthy. I'm not stuck to health. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I want to have a little garbage so my body know how to handle getting rid of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to just be all
Hey, did
good.
y'all hear that
You-
bullshit?
and right there, and right
Did y'all hear that bullshit? He just that was the best bullshit.
That was
I've
real.
ever
sounded
heard
great.
in my-
It,
was
was,
real.
it was great
That was
sounding
real.
bullshit.
Robert,
It was
would
real.
you please say that one more time?
All right, I want to eat some trash so my body know how to handle trash. Like, it's just like I don't want to be.
Kind of like viruses.
It's
and shit.
like viruses or germs. You know what I'm saying? You don't want you.
Now-
you need your immune system need that.
That's why you need to watch Game Change all the way
watch it.
through,
I'm-
all the way through, because
think I'm
they
watch-
they
That was
actually
the
they
best
actually
bullshit
touch
I've
on
ever
that.
heard in my
Do
life.
they show you?
They touch on that exact topic.
All right, I'm gonna check it out. Does it show the food and stuff being made, like the process of the
Nah.
process? Okay, cool. 'Cause
It doesn't go that route. Like,
sometimes it's hard to watch those stuff.
No,
but
it
I
doesn't.
heard those videos or those documentaries.
I can't watch those.
Can turn you off too. You ain't never
My-
seen one
I
of those.
can't finish anything
My
like that.
strategy is
What do you eat?
if I
Chitlins? You eat
no,
chitlins?
no, first
He
of
in
all,
the gym.
First of all,
24/7
I
down
grew
there.
up on buckwheat pancakes and the whole nine. My mom, shout out to my mom,
Shout out to Mama too.
Gwen,
Buckwheat
Atkins,
pancakes. What's
yeah.
that?
some wheat shit that you ain't never ate in your fucking life. I'm talking about- I grew up on wheat bread, no pork, none of that shit. I ate my first pork chop when I was in junior high school.
Mm-hmm.
Around
He's
the
a
corner
good
from my-
motherfucker
yeah,
too. And that
I
shit
was
was,
in my
he was
homeboy
like,
Jermaine
God
house.
damn,
Shout out
nigga.
to
I was like,
Mr.
what's that?
Crenshaw.
He said, that's a pork chop, nigga. What the fuck? I was like, man, let me taste that. Man, I taste this shit. Ooh, that shit tastes so good. And so I didn't start, and even though it was good, my mom, they still didn't cook that shit in the house. So I didn't start eating real pork until,
Started
college and fucking with my girl.
working at McDonald's.
Well, that wasn't really
Where did you go to
pork.
college?
I went to Arkansas State.
Okay, so yeah, you had some pig.
So, well, that was the first school I went to. But
is that Razorbacks?
No, that
it was the Indians at the
Indians.
time,
Indians.
but now they like some.
Niggers.
No, they some Arkansas. They some Arkansas or something. Red Devils. Red Devils now. Little nigglets.
Like the Washington football team.
All right, so my but I didn't grow up on it. That man crazy. Though. I did not grow up on pork, but when I hooked up with my gal, a country girl from Arkansas, you know what I'm saying, and they eat
Shout out to
fucking
Tam
to the
Food.
tutor.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like now my strategy has always been now if you work hard, you can eat what the fuck you want. You know what I'm saying? Cause like I'm 41 and I eat the fuck I want. You know what I mean? And it's because good genetics too, because everybody's genetics not the same.
Game Changers.
Not genetics.
I respect what you're saying, and I would agree with you up until a week ago.
Until you watch that shit.
Go watch Game Changers. They scientifically
break it down.
Prove what's the right way of saying this?
What's the word?
They scientifically prove your against your argument. The best way I can say that. And you make a great argument because I would have said the exact same thing a week ago.
That's how I live, right?
And I love the way that you take. He was a fan of the way that you be in the gym. You obviously are conscious about your body. And another thing my trainer does say is, you got to know yourself. You got to know yourself. True. You got to know your body. You got to know what you like to eat, what you eat, and how your body reacts to it. So that's the main thing he will say. And the thing he would always say to me, he never told me. He never said to me, "Now don't go home and eat no meat."
Oh, he don't tell you not to eat pork?
He simply said to me,
go watch Game Changer.
Eat what you want to eat. This is he's like, right now you need to go ahead and this is your cheat moment right now, Nick. You got an hour and a half. Eat what the fuck you want to eat. And this is what I'll be like. So I was like, what are you gonna eat? And he would be like, I'm gonna go eat this fresh pasta with some, probably with some pasta. And then, so he's like, that's kind of my cheat thing.
That's a cheat for him was pasta.
Pasta, spinach pasta, or like this pasta's butter squash pasta. He seems to really like a lemon pasta, right? So that's his cheat thing. But he will eat some bread, he'll eat some cake, he'll do that kind of thing on his cheat moment. But he doesn't eat any, and it's not, he'll eat eggs, he'll eat cheese. The thing was, he never told me like, don't eat this. He would say, eat what you like, but hey, did you watch Game Changer? Eat what you like. Did you watch Game Changer? I was like, no, I'm gonna watch.
You like, but did you watch Game Changer?
Did you watch Game Changer?
So
did you watch Game Changer?
He knew you didn't eat. He knew you didn't watch it because you were still eating whatever you wanted. I
think that once y'all watch it, it's gonna challenge you, bro. Especially, but because both of you make great points that they actually speak about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? And it's like, because that's why it was such a game changer for me.
Yeah.
Because it came at it from a whole nother point of view. You look at it like, wow, it's not just eating meat because and it strengthened me the protein.
Check it out.
When you think about a gorilla, where does a gorilla get its protein from?
Where? From the leaves.
Banana.
From the leaves and the grass and the fruit and the shit that it eats. Right. You think about what's the strongest animals out there, that the gorilla, and why is it such a beast? Where is it getting its protein from?
Eating living food.
What's the cow that we love to eat? What is it getting its protein from? What is it eating? How is that cow so strong and so buff? What is that cow eating?
Well, why is the cow so nasty?
Well, because at the end of the day, they talk about and I want everyone to look at Game Changer, but they talk about how the flesh in the body and the stomach, how it rots and certain scientific things, and I'm not gonna go into that, but it's really good. Everybody should watch Game Changer.
Shout out to Natasha. She said that it's the Red Wolves. It's the Arkansas State Red Wolves now.
Oh, Red Wolves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was they were Indians back in the day. You can't say the Indians now.
You mean us? You can't say that we were Indians no more.
Right, exactly.
And Matt, speaking of that, Happy Veterans Day, my brother.
Happy Veterans
Happy
Day.
Veterans Day.
That was a very very thoughtful post you put up, bro.
So let me ask you, so speaking on Veterans Day,
Uh-huh.
what do you guys spoke or perspective on going to the army, black man going to the military? I hear some people say, man, black man got no chance in the military. But me and myself, I hate I didn't go to the military. You know what I mean? Because it gives you so much diversity. It gives you so much exposure. You know, you get the chance to. I ain't been nowhere. I ain't been to Korea. I ain't been to different places. And I just feel like I go both ways with it. You know what I mean? I understand what people perspective on don't go to the military, but at the same time, it gives you, you know, good credit, exposure. You know, like
it gives you good credit.
I mean,
I didn't know that part.
I mean, you get a chance to, you know,
learn about good credit, man.
Well, they jumpstart you.
You guys from the service? You guys service?
No, I just have family members that
my dad was in the service, but he wasn't pro-service.
Yeah,
you know,
he was drafted.
If you want to talk about it.
No, I said my dad wasn't in. My dad was in the service, but he was not pro-service. He was drafted, so he didn't push me to be in the service.
But what's y'all take on it? Like, are y'all pushing y'all kids to the service?
I tried to go to service because I had a child early, so I wanted to be able to provide. You know what I'm saying? Guaranteed weight. You know what I mean? So I wanted, you know, cover that. But I had a surgery at an early age, and my knee did allow me to be, you know, accepted or whatever. I'm happy I wasn't accepted. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to fight. I don't want to shoot nobody. You know what I'm saying? But I will. But I ain't trying to. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to do it on the cause.
That part.
That nigga slick cutthroat.
That part. But I will.
Slick what?
Me personally, man, right at 2000, September, in August of 2001, I was about to join the Air Force.
Wow. Okay.
Think about that. August 2001. You know what happened in September 2001.
Right.
So in August 2001, I actually was sitting there on his last steps. I was going to go ahead and sign up for the Air Force. But I just made my call in the end. I just didn't do it.
Yeah.
I just decided not to do it. I left Clark at that time. I had a record deal that just fell through. So at that point, I was like, I don't know what to do. So I was going to go join the service. But I didn't do it, and instead I enrolled in University of Memphis.
Yeah.
And then 9/11 happened, right?
Right.
But it's like now looking back at it in time and things I know now, 42 years old, the life that I've lived, the history, the facts that I know about this country, the facts that I know about the indigenous people of this land. Having a son or a daughter that would come home to me and tell me that they just signed up to the military would have been like I failed them. I would honestly feel like, damn, I get why you're doing it, because it's experience that dad wasn't able to give you.
Right.
So if that happens, I will understand why they're doing it, right? But in my heart, it'd be if my son was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be a cop or I'm gonna be in the military," it'd be like my daughter saying, "I'm on the pole, G." I failed you. I honestly failed you if that's how you look at life. Like, you know, you want to lock niggas up. You want to go kill niggas for a border.
Wow.
I'd honestly feel like I failed you, bro.
I respect that point of view. I can't not respect it because, again, you know, it's cult. It's somewhat of a cult. You know what I mean? Because you are lining up.
Tim Holmes said he's a Kappa. I would have a problem with it.
Oh no!
I'm just being real, nigga.
That's what
I almost joined.
That's what I was just gonna say was that, you know, everything
is like a gang, a cult,
a cult.
Like that,
if you're a GD, if you're a Kappa, if you're a Q, if you're
Mason,
or if you're, you know,
Eastern
a Sikh or Alpha Stig, whatever.
A 5%er.
Hey.
Or let me tell you something too. People get real talk. People get cultured into their jobs. Like, you might work for Sears for 23 years. You might, you know, like, shit, motherfucker. Hey, who you talking about?
I'm gonna tell you.
Talk about
There's no Sears, man.
I'm gonna say
She's been good to me and mine.
Shit, I fight your motherfucker. See, it broke down, motherfucker.
I'm gonna say it like this. I feel like I respect people who do things that I wouldn't do. So if you signed up for the military, I respect it. You know what I mean? Because that's the choice you making with your life to try to get better in whatever area you want to get better on. As for me and mine,
I agree.
That's not what I'm gonna roll with.
Because
You know what
I
I mean?
respect the hell out of white folk. Because ain't no man, ain't nowhere in the world I'm walking on no moon for nothing. You ain't gonna get no white black folk.
Ain't nobody walking on no goddamn moon.
You don't think so?
Hell, no.
That's a whole nother conversation. But just to just to shoot up, up and knowing that you ain't going to Florida, or going to New Orleans,
right?
And you just finna keep going,
right? They may have been out there somewhere.
And you putting on a suit and saying, "Hey, you finna go up here and you finna go out the atmosphere." And
you ain't finna eat nothing fresh. You ain't finna eat nothing fresh.
Hey man, shout out to all the brothers that can disagree and keep smiles on their faces and have great conversations continuing. No matter how many drinks is poured, man. Shout out to that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Alcohol plays a part sometimes.
Non-existent ass waitress.
Alcohol does play a part, but shout out to those guys for sure. Because if you get too many, sometimes no, nigga, no, hell no, nigga. What you want to do?
So speaking of that,
how
did you feel about last week?
Last week. First of all,
everybody's watched. Everybody's watched. I'm just going to speak to them. Everybody has watched it.
Right.
Thank you for watching it. If you did watch it last week, please chime in on the conversation. Let us know what you think. Rob Love, what did you think?
First of all, being there and present in the moment.
Yeah.
I was extremely proud of my guy because he did his best, from my point of view, to restrain himself. You know what I'm saying? So I salute you on your attempt to restrain yourself.
Coming from you,
my guy James was really aggressive, and he would not let up as far as the conversation goes. You know what I'm saying? Now, okay, as a hooper, on the court is some things you can say to another hooper that's gonna trigger that hooper.
Right.
All right. So if I'm on the court and I call a man a bitch, I know it's a good chance dude ain't gonna want to hoop no more. He gonna want to fight.
Right.
So when you say, "Hey, suck dick" or "suck my dick," a nigga will want to fight. That's a trigger for black men, for men of color, whatever. I don't know about white dudes. White dudes, get out of here with that shit, Tommy, or pull it out. I'll show you. You know, that's a different. But we don't take light to that. So know that those words can trigger. So with that being said, I'm glad James apologized. I'm glad it was resolution on the situation. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it was a lot. It was a lot. You know what I'm saying? We had a good amount of energy going on, and it was crazy the way they held.
Carlos was here. I wish he would get his point of view on it. He wasn't really in the building though when it happened. He caught it at the very end. Yeah. And you know, and in that fact, I actually called him a few days later when I thought it cooled off. And you know, after his apology, and I called him a few days later, and
we talking about James or Carlos?
James.
Okay.
And we couldn't even stay on the phone 5 minutes. Yeah. It was going back to where it was. Yeah. So no, what the thing? All right. So listen. I didn't say suck dick. I didn't say suck dick.
No.
What I should have said was, you can keep jocking Elijah Muhammad all you want. That's what I should have said.
That's it.
That's what I should have said, right? But I had been triggered. And as you said, I had been taking it for a moment, and I was at a point now where I was ready. Like, you know what, bro?
You was pew 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 pew. Yeah, because he said you are as ignorant as a Trump supporter on the subject. Now he was being like, I watched the playback too. It was like, you know, you're ignorant on this subject. You know what I'm saying? You're not letting me speak.
Playback. Right.
He was, you know what I'm saying? you was trying your best, and bro, like I was trying to get in and hey, let's curb the conversation, and it was not an option for that.
Right.
You know,
and you, bro, man, because when I said that, you know, man, you can suck Elijah, you know, when I said that comment, he put his hand in my face.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
And that's when you stood up, because at that point, you know, I spotted his hand. That's when it was getting out of hand. Yeah. My thing is this. This whole podcast is about selling game to each other from your perspective, right? It's not about being politically correct We've talked about Christianity, transgender people, gay people. I'm gonna talk about Elijah Muhammad. I'm gonna talk about Islam if I want to. And what we do all the time is disagree. No. And when we disagree, full of drinks, what do? Laugh it off, go on to the next subject. And to me, this is what this is about. It's about, I need another green tea shot and another beer, please. Another and a fireside, please.
That's it. I'm good. You want something?
I guess a green tea shot and a hard-boiled egg.
I guess everybody doing green tea, so 4 green teas.
I like to fuck with people.
Do me up.
So
I feel like our whole show all season long has been about people being able to have difficult conversations and remain respectful and on the same page. I feel like, last week that didn't happen. And I hate how it turned out. I hate how it ended. And I hate how it seems our relationship is now and going forward. But, bro, I'm never going to turn down who I am so someone else feels better.
I think
it's never going to happen, bro.
I think from a professional standpoint, I'd say this, as it being our podcast, I think, and us being in a foreign place, the Royal Studios, shout out to Royal Studios, I think us being there, I think it would have been best professional to be like, okay, let's dead that conversation.
Right.
I think we tried to several times.
I mean, I think again, just completely, shutting down because we, again, for our reputation's sake, we don't want to be involved in something that goes that way.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you something about me.
Again,
being free soul, bro. I think this whole thing is about being real, and I don't regret anything that happened that day.
Definitely not regret.
And if it would have got a little worse, I wouldn't have felt bad about it.
It could have,
because this is real. And people get out on and they feelings all the time about niggas they don't know or about some person they worship. And I'm always gonna confront that. Always. To the death of me. And that to me, bro, is just who I am, man. I don't go by free soul for no other reason, man. I am who I am. I don't owe that nigga no apology. I love him and I wish the best for him. He's a talented motherfucker, one of the most talented niggas I know. You know what I'm trying to say? And I wish him the best.
I had one of the best moments of my life in that motherfucker, bro. I'm in a cipher between James and MJG. And I'm talking about they creating a song, and I'm in the hell of I'm writing shit down, throwing in words, nigga. I'm like, I'm fanning out. I'm in myself. I'm like, nigga, can you believe MJG is right here? And he like, this is what I want. Write this down. He talking to me. I'm like, bro, I'm just, man, I'm cool, but in my spirit, I'm like this. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Geek, bro. We came back next day. I brought him through. Carlos Brody was in there. You know what I'm saying? My brother G, shout out to Just G, been riding with Brody, man, since he was, man. So I'm just saying, that was just a
horrible argument with Brody one time. Horrible. I was like, were you there? Were you in the studio when that happened? Horrible.
My guy, free for everybody, but I'm saying,
but I love Brody. I think Carlos loved me too.
Right.
But I love Brody. But we just had a horrible, we just had
in the studio the next day. I ain't come
back.
Man,
I had this fight with Bro.
I'm gonna say, you fight, bro. Why you fight, bro?
Nigga fight on Carlos Brody.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Nobody say nothing like that.
That's how rumors get out.
Nah, ain't nobody say nothing like that.
Carlos Brody.
Hell nah.
Man, they were on YouTube.
It was a great moment, man. Shout out to James though, and everybody we brought some great artists too, and we were blessed to have them on our podcast. So I'm glad those guys came through, man.
Hey, man, hey, I apologize, man. My car broke down on me yesterday, so I got to get my ride and stuff been calling.
No problem, bro. Get out.
He pulled up though. He did pull up.
Thank you for pulling up, helping us out, man. Shout out to Carlos too, man.
About this 20 minutes before the podcast.
Shout out to Carlos out there doing something cosmic. He couldn't join us today, man.
Shout out to Cosmic, man. Much love, bro.
Yeah. So hey. So before we were talking about like stuff. What's the rule on speaking when you walk into a building? Like, I was always taught that when you walk into a room, you're supposed to speak to everybody when you walk in.
Who
Like
taught you that?
my mom, like I was raised by a woman. I want my dad, he ain't come around like that. So I was raised
That's
like
it.
if you walk into a building, hey, how y'all doing? Like if I walked into this building right now, I'm supposed to speak to y'all.
You know what, bro? I gotta say something on the real. I've always thought in my mind a young man who walk in the building and ain't speaking must have been raised by his mama.
Just that not speaking.
Yeah, because that was such a big thing for my dad.
Man,
So it's so you just taught me something. You know what I'm trying to say? So like you just made me realize that like that's because I had already kind of like written that off because like it bothers me so much. It's like you know what I'm saying? So that's deep, man. Shout out to all the women out there
Wow, he
teaching
just got
young
a
men,
little game on.
teaching the young men to speak to put their head up and speak to each other, man.
Like,
it's very important to me,
my mom
bro.
was like big on like when you walk into a building, you supposed to speak, and I get
You
frustrated
can set it up here, bro.
when people come into the building or little guys, they think they tough and they walk into the building and they just walk in like
Speak,
that's
bro.
the kind of energy you go walk in with, or or my mom was very detrimental on structure, on etiquette. Like when I'm walking with a young lady, I'm supposed to walk on the outside. The young lady not supposed to walk on the outside. She's supposed to walk on the inside. You're supposed to walk on the outside. You open the door for the young lady. It's just a lot of stuff my mom was.
That's dope, man.
But
that's dope.
But
you also are 41 too. And I think a lot is happening.
But it's some Memphis shit that I feel like we need to stop doing. Like when you walk up to a basketball court and there's dudes around and you open up the door of the gym, what's up, fellas?
Yeah.
I just feel like it just needs to be
He real good at that. I'm not so much, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's a good thing to go in, especially when you talk about sports or something like that. But I know I was taught when you walk in the house, you speak to people. But
or like just then, like I just said thank you to the motherfucker that just brought the drinks in.
Right.
That wasn't him.
Every time.
That wasn't him. You just said
I'm just different like
no,
this.
you just said thank you to the wrong person. That wasn't him.
Okay, but he felt the energy. He might need to pass that shit on.
I think it's something. I think it's something that I notice all the time. It bothers me the other day, man. I was walking out. I held the door for 3 people. First 2 dudes were brothers. I said, "Hey, what's up, man?" Maybe he didn't hear me, but he walked right past. Second dude looked at me like, "Nigga." Like, at me.
If I open the door for
looking at
hold on, did you have a tank top on?
No.
Okay.
No, I had my hoodie on. I was looking like
it wasn't no halter top.
No halter top.
Your stomach wasn't out.
No stomach out.
Because if a dude hold it,
see,
like,
you know what I'm saying? We can't even hold the door before each other.
See what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Like we can't even be right.
I'm part of the problem.
We can't even open the door for each other, man. But look, the third dude who walked in, old white man. Thank you. How you doing today? I was pissed. I was angry, man. I was angry walking to my car. I was like, man, this motherfucker probably finna go. You know, he don't give a shit about. And I'm over here thinking like he probably some racist. I don't know why. I'm like he's probably some racist motherfucker. And these 2 niggas in here can't even fucking speak to me, right? And I'm like, I'm so sick of it, bro.
That shit pisses me off.
But you learning that your perspective or your prejudgment on people sometimes could be inaccurate.
Absolutely, I've learned that my whole life. But at the end of the day, what does anyone use? Their judgment in heart in the moment. That's all you got to go by in that moment. You know what I'm trying to say? So sometimes you can be incorrect. You know what I'm trying to say? A lot of people, I go by my gut, man. I live by my gut. I live by my gut, but often my gut has been wrong. But when my gut is wrong and I misjudge someone, hell, I don't mind admitting it. I don't mind, if I learn a lesson, I learn a lesson. Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say? But shit, bro.
I feel like the only reason I said that is because instead of being pissed in that situation,
why can't we be nicer to each other?
But just that's what I'm saying. That's
my whole point.
But he just learned he received a lesson, but he was walked off pissed like he didn't get. You gained from knowing that.
I didn't like the lesson. I was mad at the lesson.
But I'm still saying you thought somebody was racist, and he was, hey, how you doing?
No, he didn't say. He said they could be racist.
I walked up,
looking at it from the perspective of, man, I just opened the door for y'all. It don't take but 2 seconds to say thanks. Appreciate it.
What's up, Doc?
And out of everybody that didn't say nothing, the white motherfucker said something. Now, going on, something I can talk about a little later. It didn't take nothing but a second to point out, just say thank you. You know what I'm saying? That he opened the door. And the last motherfucker that should have said thank you was the white motherfucker. That's how
I
he
would
took
thought
it.
what it said was.
I understand where you're coming from.
I understand where they come from as well.
Well,
I'm
it's
not
just-
saying that, but I'm saying again, it's all about perspective. Like you walk off mad because you didn't gain in this situation.
I did gain. I gained and I learned. I learned, that one, don't open the door expecting to thank you.
Oh, you can't expect no thank
That's
you.
number one.
I hate that
That's
shit.
good. That's
so
it.
you can't
That's real.
expect it. You can't expect
And you know what I hate?
What?
The fucking thing.
You don't do it.
Let me
Who?
tell y'all something right now. If I open the door for you and you touch the motherfucking door while I open the door, I'm ready to clip your motherfucking ass up.
Why?
Don't touch the door.
Why?
Why you gotta touch the door? I'm opening it. I'm a strong motherfucker.
I didn't ask you open.
Why the fuck are you touching the door if it's wide the fuck open?
Bro, he opened.
Why the fuck are you
I
touching it?
think that's a little aggressive. I think that's a little aggressive.
I got it.
But I
Why you
wonder
touching
why your response is.
James, come.
it?
I wonder why your response is I ain't asked you to open the door. That just seems more mean than him getting mad at it, though.
No.
It's not about
Just walk through the
asking
fucking
you.
door.
It's about my brother.
I understand.
Yeah.
It. I understand it. But if you to the point where it's gonna piss you off,
Yeah, you shouldn't do it if it's gonna make you mad.
like
You
if
should do it
me
if it's
touching the door piss you off, you doing too much. You doing too much.
I still gotta touch it.
I'm like, hey, I got this shit, like nigga. Especially if you smell like dope.
I'm gonna smell like dope.
Make sure you talk in.
I don't want that. I
So-
don't.
Don't blame it on me. Don't blame it on me.
I had to throw that in there.
Don't blame it on me.
I
I got
don't
my
want
shit
them-
wrapped up nicely.
Nah.
No one smelled me walking in the room.
He happy
No
just-
one smelled me. I have dope, and no one smelled me walking in the room. And all y'all know my dope is fine. As soon as you smell it, it's gonna be hot.
Hey,
So don't
What?
blame me because
What?
they smelled you.
Shout out
That's
to
like
crew.
the nigga
Shout
telling
out
on
to
the teacher. He got caught smoking. Free got weed too because he
That
was
was-
smoking the third
That was
period.
Dave Chappelle. That was like that Dave Chappelle skit. Ancient Mom and Uncle Ben told on the Allstate guy. That was hilarious.
Dave
That was
Chappelle is
hilarious.
so awesome.
Dave Chappelle. Salute Dave Chappelle, man. God damn.
Dave
Like-
Chappelle, man.
what y'all think about Dave Chappelle?
To me,
Well, I don't like
Go
that
ahead.
he was smoking them squares like that. I wish he would have smoked the joint. If you in New York, G,
it's not legal in New York.
it is. It's medicinal, right? It's medicinal in New York, I think.
Just got medicinal.
No, it's been. Look, you're in New York anyway. I used to smoke down every time I've been. I walk down the street smoking weed. Don't nobody give a fuck. I smoked weed in David Letterman's studio. That's why I say shit to me, bro. It's New York. All I'm saying is, why smoke a cigarette? Smoke a fucking blunt. Smoke a fucking
He don't-
joint.
He probably
I've
hooked
seen,
on them
I've
bitches.
seen him vape. I've seen him vape on stage. I have not seen him smoke a blunt on stage.
So that to me is the part I didn't like.
But-
I was distracted by his cigarette.
But I mean, if you his live shows, like I was at his live show at the Orpheum, he
Amazing.
he ashing on the front row. Like you're like, look, he. Yeah, but that shows how bossy he is because you can't smoke in the motherfucker.
Right.
He walks through like, hey, I do shit that everybody can't do.
And you know what? I love Dr. Seb because he's teaching health. I fuck with Rick Ross because he's teaching wealth. I fuck with Chappelle, but
Shout
like
out to
you know,
Nipsey.
but exactly. But I take that. Chappelle is like God right now. He's so
That's
important.
what he need. That's
He's
what
so
he need.
important. He's so important. And I just think we have to understand the influences of that. How cool he looks.
He didn't look cool, but I understand.
How cool he looks doing it, and how many people he inspired. All I'm saying is, push niggas towards weed, man. Stop that fucking square shit, man.
I'm with that. I'm not
Stop that
debating
square
that
shit,
point.
man.
But
Think
to
about
me,
that shit like
to
that.
me,
But I
to me,
feel
he needs to continue to show imperfection because he does not want to be held to the standard of God. He does not want to be held to the standard. He
Blunt
continues
would
to
have done that.
he continues to try to break down the wall of everybody feeling like, okay, somebody's right, somebody's wrong. Be cool disagreeing. Be cool with who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, he said a kindness conspiracy. He said where black people, white people randomly do kind stuff for black people
It
Who
challenged.
don't-
It was
who-
a challenge.
who don't deserve it. Yeah.
It's a challenge.
Kindness conspiracy challenge or whatever. You know, and he said do it for black people who don't deserve it because it was a time where that white people did bad stuff to black people who didn't deserve it.
And that's beautiful.
That's
and,
fucking genius.
That's beautiful and all, but you know, then he did it.
He was nervous, man. He was nervous.
Smoke a joint, nigga.
I mean, I'm again, his choice. Maybe it was a joint. I don't know. A
I
joint
fuck
that
with
looked like a
Chappelle.
cigarette.
I fuck with Chappelle, and I thought the whole thing was live. I
Too
thought
funny.
everything he said was like gut punching or just really funny.
3
And
minutes.
the whole hour was great.
Yeah.
He was great.
3 minutes.
Okay.
I haven't watched the whole hour of it. I
The,
just saw the little last piece.
The whole
ending of it.
the whole Saturday Night Live was great.
So how about I thought they were passing a blunt.
That's
So
a key.
My mind was on it. Like
But
that.
Well, look, man, shout out to everybody, man. Like everybody, thanks again to Royal Studios last week for letting us use the spot. Shout out to Anna Mitchell, Boo Mitchell, all of them. Shout out to Lafayette's. We got 2 more shows, dog.
yeah,
2 more
man.
shows for the season.
Yeah, we're doing a season wrap, man. We just gonna keep taking it to new levels. So we can put in, I don't know how many shows, but we've been putting in work, and we were doing shows before we even started taping. You know what I mean? So we really dedicated to making this.
I think we did at least 40 shows. You think?
So many shows.
I
We
mean,
got crazy.
First of all, I like the ambiance. I like, the band behind us.
Isn't it nice?
Even though the dude was off key, the last dude
Yeah,
up, he was
yeah.
terrible.
I was
But-
gonna ask y'all that real quick before, like as a comedian, as similar to I was as a hooper.
Yeah.
When I come into a place, there's comedy going on, I want to go up. And I wondered, as artists, as a band, when you come in this place, did that make you like, damn, I want to rock out?
There was a time for me, and then it did. And this is what I want to talk about next week. Because I want to talk about growth, and I want to talk about people about letting go of old perspectives and passions, and that it's okay to rediscover yourself. And it's okay to look in your past and realize that maybe you chose paths, even though you were good at it, even though you had success at it.
Right.
That it's okay to realize that maybe you went down the wrong paths. Maybe you surrounded yourself. See, what I saw in the studio that night was how I'm not into this shit no more.
I love it.
That's what I saw that night.
Right.
I've been in there with Ball and Jada, my niggas. I love everybody in there. Boo and all this like family. So it's like, but what I saw that night from the attitude of the situation, what I saw that night was for me was, you know what? I'm not here no more.
You've grown from that.
I'm not here no more. This
Right.
isn't exciting to me. I don't overly respect what's going on here. I think there's much cooler shit happening in the world right now than this. And that does not mean,
It doesn't diminish that.
it doesn't knock it down at all. It's like, it's
For you.
okay for a person to
For you.
realize that maybe they've gone left and they're not the same person they used to be.
Right.
And that was a beginning step for me. This vegan thing, this working out thing, this coming home from Memphis is what I thought I was coming home from Memphis for. And I want to talk about this next week really hard.
Okay.
What I thought I was coming home for, and I'm starting to realize
It was something different.
it's something way different.
Shout out to rediscovering yourself. That was a great topic, man. I'm
Shout out to
definitely
growth.
interested.
Shout out
Shout
to
out to
growth.
people in
Yeah.
your circle who inspire you, who push you to be better, man. So
And what's
that's
up, Lewis? Lewis, yeah, he was high already. I know he was high already. I just wish he would have smoked a joint on stage. He just would have been stronger whenever I was trying to legalize marijuana, and we all trying to get away from the goddamn cigarettes. So it just would have been a stronger. It just would have been harder.
everybody can't smoke and work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
he was barely smoking a cigarette. He was smoking puff and
like,
put
like
it
I
down.
said, it was a nervous thing more than it was a.
I don't know. It looked like a commercial.
All right. But again, as I was saying, thank you for checking in, Lewis.
Because shout out, I feel what you're saying, bro. Because I moved on from a rapper to an announcer,
Right.
and I'm still on the microphone, still giving the love that I want to give.
Right.
You know, and I have a passion for the microphone.
Right.
I feel what
There's
you're saying.
growth in it.
There's growth in it, bro.
Right.
You know
And
what
you
I mean?
are who you are, and you maybe change down the line. You
Yeah,
know, I
yeah.
think a lot of people become famous. And one thing someone very famous told me one time ago. I'm gonna leave the name out, but one time he said to me, he was like, "Be very careful right now, because no one knows who you are. Once they know who you are, you got to be there forever."
You gotta be that person.
I don't agree, but we'll talk about it next week.
Woo!
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Ice Eskimos.
That's why it's
We
so
gotta go
dope.
right now. Next week.
Ice
Next week.
Eskimos
Next
selling
week.
game to players. Hey, man, I ain't got to reach so far for your man.